Hi there everyone, it's Missy here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, you're probably going to hear a lot of background noise. I tried to get this started before the crew got here. I say crew very loosely, there's two of them. But they're here, but I want to film this video so I can take my makeup off. I'm all gussied up because I went and got my driver's license renewed today and my makeup got a little bit out of hand. So, if you're new here, just stumbled upon me, hi, my name is Misty. I have been documenting my life, my health, all of it since probably March of 2017 is when I got really serious. In 2017, I was trying to get a diagnosis for whatever ailment had started back in October of 2016. And in July of 2017, I was finally diagnosed with a neuromuscular junction disorder called Myasthenia Gravis. It is a neurological autoimmune disease. And the neurologist who diagnosed me has been the neurologist who has been treating me since July of 2017. At the end of 2021, she let me know that she would be retiring. Now, in August of 2021, she approved a therapy called IVIG. That's so it's an IV. I get it 2 days a month, and they come in and they give me immune globulin. I think it's antibodies. I don't really know. I don't know all the specifics about it. My brain is I can't remember anything today. And so yeah. Anyway, she called me the end of December on the 28th, just a few days before she retired, to tell me that while tying up loose ends, she realized that she had misdiagnosed me 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years now, and I don't have myasthenia gravis. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. So as you can guess, it's been rough. Anyway, I got an appointment with the new neurologist, and I had an appointment for blood work and for a single fiber nerve conduction study, and I had that done on the 18th of February. So the last time I had a single fiber nerve conduction study, she went in my arm. It hurts, but it's not that big a deal. This time, the neurologist, not mine, but the neurologist started in my forehead, you guys. My forehead. I had a needle in my forehead for 30 fucking minutes, and it was absolute terror. It was awful. It was awful. And then they had to do the repetitive test, which hurts. I mean, if you've never had a nerve conduction study done, it is some of the worst pain you will ever feel in your life. And the neurologist yesterday, she was like, "You've had a lot of nerve conduction studies." I said, I know. I don't want to do it again. So I had the nerve conduction study done, and then I had blood work done, and so I saw the new neurologist yesterday. She sat me down, she came in and, how you doing? I said, I've not been great. And she said, I want to hear in your words from the beginning. So I told her the entire spiel, how I woke up in October, I'd gone to bed fine, I woke up not fine, that it gotten to the point where I couldn't hold my toothbrush or feed myself, how I had to cut off all my hair, like all of the things that had happened, how my legs continuously got weaker, how the first neurologist diagnosed me with a neuromuscular junction disorder, how, like, all of these things. And at the end, she basically said, you don't have MG. She said, none of your symptoms. She's like, maybe the muscle weakness. She said the rest of it. She's like, it's not MG. And she said, it's not even neurological. And yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all this? She did her best. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I can understand her perspective. Like, she said, I do case studies on MG. She's like, she said, I strictly deal with MG patients. And she said, she's like, you just don't have it. And I said, well, what about MS or something like that? Because MS actually runs in my family. She's like, no, it's not neurological. I don't know that I agree with that assessment. I know that she is the expert, so to speak, but she doesn't have access to everything. And if it's not MG, then it's definitely something with my spinal cord from the OPLL. Like, it's something. And that's what I told her. I was like, it's something. I was like, something is the matter. I said, okay, it's not MG, but what is it? And she said, you may have to seek out the Mayo Clinic, or Stanford has a clinic that's just about undiagnosable syndromes or whatever. She said, maybe you have something and we haven't found the biomarkers for it yet. She wasn't dismissive, but so she said, I'm going to call your regular doctor. She said, I'm going to try to do some brainstorming with him. And she said, you know, I'd like for you to come back for another visit. And at this point, I was DONE done with her. And again, she did her best. I understand she was just, you know, doing what she needed to do. But at the same time, it's like, why would I pay? And I had to pay for that stupid fucking appointment yesterday because my insurance got screwed up. So I had to pay $350 for that appointment yesterday. And I told Rob, I was like, this was a waste of time and a damn sure waste of money. So basically, I am back at square one. I am back at square one. Back at square one. So if you've been with me, you may remember that in 2017, I reached out to an organization called Second MD. It's the number 2, ND, MD. And it's basically where you can get a second opinion. So I had spoken to a neurologist at Columbia University, and she was like, she's the one that said, you need to seek out a neurologist who deals with neuromuscular junction disorders. She said, you really need to have a single fiber nerve conduction study done. So that kind of led us down this path. And so I reached back out to them yesterday and let them know what happened. And so they're getting records. They're getting records from my neurosurgeon. They're getting records from the neurologist. They're getting records from the rheumatologist. The neurologist did say, has your rheumatologist tested you for a connective tissue disease? And I said, no. I am curious if I could have, is it just EDS or EADS? I don't know how to say it, but the neurologist that was doing the nerve conduction study, she made several comments about how double jointed my fingers and stuff are. I don't know. I just thought my fingers were my fingers. So yeah, so I called, after leaving that appointment, I immediately called my primary care physician's office. I'm scheduled to see him like the 22nd, but I said, is there any way you guys can get me in sooner? And the girl answered, she's like, well, what's going on? And I told her. She said, oh my God. I was like, yeah. I said, I just don't know what to do. I was like, I feel like I really need to see him as soon as possible or get some kind of guidance. So he is on vacation this week. She said, but I'm going to send him a message on Monday and we'll see what he has to say. She's like, if we have to work you in, we'll do our best to try to work you in earlier. So we'll see. So basically that's the update. Basically, the last 4.5 years of my life have been wasted treating a disease I don't even have, as my body and my limbs and my muscles, etc., continue to deteriorate. So someone said, how are you feeling? I was like, numb. I feel numb because there's something wrong. I told the doctor yesterday, I said, I know that she was your colleague. I said, but you don't understand how devastating and traumatic that call was. And I said, and she was so blasé about that information. I said, she turned my whole world upside down. And I said, you know, why start me on such an invasive treatment if you think I don't have the disease that you're treating me for? So it was a bunch of excuses, which again, she's their colleague, and I'm not saying that doctors can't make mistakes, but if she wasn't retiring we would still be continuing trying to treat a disease that I don't have. And it just, everybody's like, you need to sue. There's nothing to sue for. Like, there's nothing to sue for. I'm not, as we know, as we know right now, I haven't had any adverse reactions. There hasn't been anything that's happened because of the medication. I mean, it would have to be like a severe injury for me to even consider suing. Number one, we can't afford it. And if we lose, it's going to cost thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to go against a hospital. And number two, I don't want that stress. I really, really don't. I want the focus to be on figuring out what the fuck is wrong with me so I can get my life back. And again, I know doctors make mistakes, but 4.5 years, we could have been treating what's really wrong. I didn't plan on getting here and crying today, so I guess I'm no longer numb. So I'm gonna see my primary care physician for what's next. I'm gonna ask for genetic testing. I think at this point there should be cause for me to be able to get genetic testing. I'm gonna get a different neurosurgeon to look at my chart and my back and stuff, because I was reading up on it again for my brother because he's been having similar issues, and it says that it can cause you to be quadriplegic if not treated correctly, and I'm not being treated for it. I haven't seen my pain management doctor in almost 6 months because I didn't want anything to impede with the test. And when she was doing my arm, she's like, "Misty, you have too much nerve damage." She's like, "Your nerves have regenerated." She's like, "I can't get anything." Oh, fuck. So the noise you hear is our construction crew. I'll insert some kind of pictures. I am going to film a separate video. Things didn't turn out the way that I hoped they would with the shower, but they've changed it and it looks pretty good. I just... 2017 was the worst year of my life, and I don't want 2022 to be that bad. I just want to figure out what the fuck. I just want to get my life back. I want to be able to hold my nephew and not feel like I can't move the next day. And maybe that will never happen. But maybe, just maybe, we can figure out what is going on. What is going on? Because I listed off almost 20 different symptoms. And I was like, how can you say this is not neurological when a lot of these symptoms are neurological? I have vibrating muscles, like my muscles vibrate. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but if you've ever like clanked two metal pieces together, that vibration, my muscles vibrate. I have muscle spasms. These muscles on my arms are always sore and tender, and they hurt. I deal with numbness, difficulty moving my limbs. I deal with weakness. I have tremors. I've been dealing with mouth shedding, which every time I've looked it up, it says certain autoimmune diseases, but it doesn't say which one. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, the skin in my mouth literally shed. Like, I can run my tongue around my mouth and get skin out of my mouth. It's been doing that for months and months now. I get extremely cold, so I will get cold to the point where I have to go get under the electric blanket. Our electric blanket goes to 20 and I have to put it on 18. I end up taking like a 2-hour nap, and when I wake up, I'm back to normal. So I don't know what that's about. I deal with balance issues, and sometimes I get dizzy. I don't know if that's because I've had vertigo or what. I've had change in my taste and smell. This one has been so awful. I don't know if it's the Wegovy. I don't know if it's something else, but like ribeye, can't do it. Can't do it. In fact, meat in general is hard for me. Nothing smells good. Like one of my favorite perfumes smells awful. I've dealt with memory issues. Like there are times where I don't, like yesterday, I was like, did you hear me brush my teeth? And I'd literally just brushed my teeth and I'd already forgotten I'd done it. There have been times where I'm like, did I spray deodorant? Like literally a minute after I've sprayed deodorant. So clearly I'm having some kind of memory issue. I've had the overactive bladder that started. I have the vision issues in my right eye. The optometrist said that, the muscle is weak. Memory loss, forgetfulness. I have trouble finding words. I've been dealing with depression and anxiety. I have no sex drive. So it's like I have this whole list of symptoms. What are they? What is it? And like on top of the not being able to like do things, like it's just like today I had to go get my driver's license done. So Rob had to take me because I knew I wouldn't be able to drive, and I can't lift my rollator in and out of the car, and I knew I was going to need that because I can't stand in line, and it's just like this whole big old thing. And she was like, why don't we put you in physical therapy? I said, because the last time I was in physical therapy, I said it made things worse. I was like, I've done it for my lower back after I had back surgery, and that was fine. I was like, but I just can't. I just can't. And I don't want to until we figure out what the fuck is going on. If physical therapy is something that I need down the road, absolutely sign me up. But I don't want a Band-Aid. I want a treatment. I want a diagnosis. I want to figure out what this is. I want to be able to let my brother know so he can be tested in case it's genetic. Shit. I ruined my makeup. They're gonna fall off anyway, so we'll just save it in the trip. So that's it. I honestly don't know what else to say. I honestly don't know what else to do. I mean, I think I mentioned, did I mention that someone let me know that there's a Mayo Clinic offshoot in Austin? And then my nurse, when he came to do my last infusion, he mentioned that MD Anderson in Houston also does that kind of testing. And I just thought MD Anderson was for cancer treatment. So there are options in the area, so to speak, because I can't afford to go to Rochester. I can't afford it. And I know you guys have left some links and stuff, but that just won't work. And some of them are, we'd have to have Roxy with, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't even want to think about it. It's like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. One stress at a time. So yeah. The silver lining to yesterday was they installed our cabinets at our countertops, and they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. They are getting so close to done. I cannot wait to show you guys what it looks like. We're waiting they have to be completely finished with the shower before we can get our shower glass, so it may be a while before we're able to use that shower, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to show you guys all of it. So it's gonna be hell painted, but it had to be done. Like I had to have a place to shower if I'm in a wheelchair, you know? So, and that's a whole other conversation. I can't deal with that right now either. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I haven't been active here. I haven't made a card in months. I just been playing with makeup. Makeup is the one thing that makes me feel like there's some normalcy in my life when there's just not. So if you guys are the praying kind or sending good juju, light a candle, pray for Rob, because this is just as hard on him as it is on me. We've had a hard marriage. Our lives have been hard for most of our marriage. I don't know what the fucking lesson is, but put it in my face so I can learn it and we can move on. Okay guys, that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I will try to check in again. Like I said, I'm hoping I can talk to him next week, but I don't think I'll be able to see him until the 22nd. And then that's like, I see him on the 22nd, I see my rheumatologist on the 23rd, and I see my endocrinologist on the 24th. And she is going to be mad at me because I've eaten my feelings and I have spent my feelings. I can't overeat because of the Wegovy, but I haven't been on plan at all. I've just eaten whatever sounds good, whatever tastes good. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.